Yeah, hi everyone.
Hi, sir. Hello. Hello.
Hi. Okay, so we will start now. Let me share my screen. Yeah, is it visible?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so let me start the servers. Okay, let's start. Today we are going to cover the topic. First, we are going to take the updates. How to update your HANA database. And I think after that, we'll check with the creation of users and all in the tables, database. So the database has started. Now we'll start with the update. So here is it. I think till backup and recovery, we have covered everything. Configuration part. Now, first thing is that target version, which version you want to upgrade to. So first, let us first check which is the current version. So where can we check? This is the command to check the current version. Okay, so we are already logged in with the database admin, so no need to change it to just log off from here. Okay, can you see the version over here? It is HANA 2.0 and the revision is 59. So the current revision is 59 and we want to go to 61. So this is the target version. So we will be moving to the first thing is that we need to download the package software for the target version. You have to download the software for this. Okay, so in go into slash pkgs. Okay, so we have this version. We have the 59 revision version already in our pkgs directory, but we need to download the target version. Okay, I think I forgot to update this link over here. Let me update the link from here. So here you just have to change from this. From this, you just have to change this. And it will work now. So let me download the latest 61 revision in our system or VM. Okay, so here I'm downloading it. Okay, so it has started downloading. Okay, so it is downloaded. Now, if you check in our directory, so you can see the 61 version also over here, next to our 59. So this is the version to which we will be updating to our current database. So download is completed, done. Now checking of the version which we have already checked. If you want, you can check it again. The version, current version is 59. Okay. Now what we need to do, we need to extract the packages, CD packages. We are already in the packages directory. Now you have to extract this package. This is a command for extracting SAPcar XF this with the manifest file. If you want to check it before extracting, you can run the TF command, test file. So this file, this command will test the archive. So whether it is okay or not, if there is any corruption, if there is any issue in the file or not. So it is okay. Now you can extract this file. So here it is extracting the file. It will extract the file to a directory by the name SAP HANA database. So after extraction, we will rename that directory to a more relatable name. Here it is IMDb server and 061. So that in the future, we can recognize from the name of the directory to which which database version it belongs to. Okay, so it has been extracted. If I check in the current directory, it has been extracted to this file directory over here, SAP underscore HANA underscore database. So let me rename it. I've run this command and I've renamed it, and let me check now. So now we can see now it has renamed this directory to this directory, IMDb server 20 underscore 061. This is the revision 61 version. Okay, so now we have extracted the package also. Next is to stop your application server. Before upgrading your HANA database, stop your application server. In our case, it is not applicable. In our case, it's not applicable because we don't have an application server installed. We are just having a database server, not an application server. So let me just mark it as not applicable. Okay, so we don't need it. And now you can update the HANA database by which you can run this. There are two options to update your database. You can run HDP LCM. With this option, minus action is equal to update, SID is equal to H4D, system user password. That is the system user of your database password, and the in run is a batch mode. That is, after this, it will not ask you any information. It will just start with the update. Or you can also run using your HDP LCM GUI. So these are the only two methods by which you can update your database, the HDP LCM and HDP LCM GUI. So let me first show you the GUI method. Okay, so it is giving it is unable to connect to forwarded X server. So it means my Xming is not running in my Bayesian host. This is a small application which actually gives you the X window, which hosts the X window on your Windows system. So your Linux system from PuTTY, it only passes the X server data to this Xming, and this Xming application, it gives you the GUI window for the Linux system. So I started this Xming. Let me again run the same command, HDMLCM GUI. Now you can see it has opened the GUI window over here. Let me maximize it. So here is it. So what is it showing you? Select the software component location. So it is giving the location of my /pkgs directory from where I have executed the HDB-LCM. Okay, from where I have executed the HDB-LCM. Now I have to show you something. Let's come into the topic, HDB-LCM. Now, HDB-LCM, the full form of that is the HANA Database Lifecycle Management, or the simple HANA Lifecycle Management. Now, types and usage of HDB-LCM. Now there are two types of HDB-LCM. Okay, there are two types of HDB-LCM. One is your from the installation media, one HDB-LCM from that is from the installation media, and the second is the resident HDB-LCM. The second one is the resident HDB-LCM. Now, what is this from the installation media and what is from the resident HDB-LCM? Let me show you. So the one which you are running, the one which you are currently running, this is the one from your installation media. How can you identify this? If you see the location, if you see the third column, if you see the location of this HDB-LCM, it is running from the /pkgs directory. /pkgs directory IMDB server. This is the new installation media which I have downloaded and extracted. So I have executed it from there. So that this is the installation media. This HDB-LCM is executing from the installation media. Let me cancel this. Now there is another installation. Then there is another instance of HDB-LCM. Where is it? You can find it in the /usr. Sorry. /HANA shared SID and HDB-LCM. So this is your resident HDB-LCM. If you see the directory, this is the resident HDB-LCM. The content of this contains your resident HDB-LCM, HDB-LCM GUI, and HDB-LCM web. If I run from this location /HDB-LCM GUI, if I run from this location, this is my resident HDB-LCM running coming up. Can you see the difference? Can you see what options this resident HDB-LCM is providing in other than the installation media? So the same thing you can see over here. From the installation media's HDB-LCM, what you can do, you can install a new instance. You can install a new instance of a SAP HANA database. Install SAP HANA and its components. You can install SAP HANA database and its components. And second, you can update it. So from the installation media HDB-LCM, you can install it and also you can update it. But from the resident HDB-LCM, from the resident HDB-LCM point of view, what else can you do? You can add and remove host roles. So what is this host roles? Actually, if you remember during this time, I showed you about the multiple host installation. This is it. Single host configuration and multi-host configuration. So this server, the green box, this is actually a primary server, and the other servers they are also called as standby or worker nodes. Worker node. So what you can do from this HDB-LCM, you can also add a new host to your server. You can add a new host or you can remove host. You can add and remove host roles to your existing setup. Second, you can add host to the SAP HANA database system. Configure inter-service communication, configure system landscape directory registration, convert to multi-tenant database container. In case if you are running the older version of a single database container, you can also convert it to multiple database containers. Then you can rename the SAP HANA database system. You can uninstall SAP HANA database components, only the components, not the whole database. Huh? I think no, you can uninstall the whole database also. Sorry, you can uninstall the whole database also. If you check it from this uninstallation screen, see you are running this from your resident HDB-LCM and you're uninstalling the whole database. Components is equal to all. So you can uninstall the whole database also from your resident HDB-LCM. Okay. Then unregister the SAP HANA database system. Unregister means you are not uninstalling the database, you are only unregistering it. So this is where this is required. Actually, in case if you're moving your server, if you're moving your database from one instance, from one hardware or one VM to another location, then what you can do, you can stop the HANA database, unregister it, copy all the files and directories to the target system, and then you can again register it. So there is where it will require you to unregister and register. Install or update additional components. So this is these are all the features, or these are all the functions that you can do from your resident HDBLC. So if you want to see here, you can see that. Add host roles, add host to the SAP HANA database system, configure inter-service communication, configure system landscape directory registration. This is for the SLD. If you have a solution manager system in your database, you can add this HANA database in the solution manager system. So the solution manager system will start collecting data, all historical data and monitoring data from your this HANA database. Remove host roles. From here you can add. From here you can add the host roles. From here you can remove it. Okay, and then rename the SAP HANA database system. We'll check this option. Rename the SAP HANA database system. Uninstall SAP HANA database components. Unregister. Update the SAP HANA database system, and install or update additional components. So these are the features from your resident HDBLC. So is it clear? Have you get what are the difference between actually a installation media HDBLCM and a resident HDBLCM? Yes, can someone tell me one or two main basic points of difference between these two HDBLCM?
Basically, resident this SDBLCM will give you approximately all the component to do the installation, uninstallation, updates, and management. But the normal SDBLCM will give you only to update, and one was update, and there was
Okay,
one more
just
thing.
okay. Now, if I want to update my HANA database, which HDBLCM will I going to use?
Update, I think without resident also we can do the update.
Without resident also? No, that is not a perfect, or that is not a clear answer.
We
Without
need
resident HDM also we can upgrade. This is not a clear answer.
No,
You tell me which HDBLCM will I will. Can I update my database from the resident HDBLCM?
Yes. It is having all the options in resident.
See, again, I'm telling you, see, when I told you distinctly over here, if you want to update your SAP HANA database, you have to do it from your HDBLCM, from your resident HDBLCM, from your resident HDBLCM. I can only update the components. I can only update, install or update additional components. I cannot update the
Not the
base
database.
system. I cannot update the database from my resident HDBLCM. Okay, because that resident HDBLCM is from the older version. So how can I update it to the newer version? So to update from the newer version, I have to install the latest version, and that I have to extract it. And from within that media, within that extracted package, I have to run the HDBLCM, which is called as from the installation media. And the same goes for installation also. If you have a resident HDBLCM, you cannot install a new instance from the resident HDBLCM. You have to install it using the installation media resident HDBLCM. Is it clear?
One question I have, Muzaffar.
Yes, Sonali, yes.
Yeah, this is regarding the second point, that is add hosts to the SAP HANA database system. So consider a situation wherein I have installed my HANA database as a single host system. Okay. And
yes.
if the requirement is to convert it into the multi-host system.
Yes.
So I should be able to do it using resident HDBLCM. Am I correct?
Yes, you can do it. Because see, there is no option from your installation media.
Yeah, correct.
If you run this from your installation media, so see, this is the path /pkgs and IMDB 061 and HDBLCM GY. This is my resident HDBLCM. Okay, I'm opening my resident HDBLCM. If you see over here, I'm not getting any option over here. It is okay. It is asking for my software component location. If I click on the next, See what option it is giving you? Install new system,
Install and update.
update existing system. No other option it is providing me.
Okay.
I can either install, I can either update my existing system or I can install a new system.
New
That is
system.
only two options. And if I run my resident HDBLCM, where is it? Slash HANA shared and SID and HDBLCM under this directory HDBLCM GUI.
Okay.
This is my resident HDBLCM. Okay, can you see this is another screen? So this is my installation media, and this is from the here I can see all the options over here. You can see remove host rows, add host rows, then add host to the SAP HANA database system. From here you can do it, add host rows.
Okay, got it.
Okay, so now coming to this point, okay, you can see what is covered over here. So every point, if you see from here, there are many options which you can do from your resident HDBLCM, and it is not possible to cover each and every points over here. So we will only cover points which is like feasible for that. We'll go with this option over here, rename the SAP HANA database system. From this option, you can rename your SID. Okay, you can also understand what exactly can you rename. First thing is that you can rename your host name of your HANA database system. You can change the host name of your HANA database system. Second, you can change the SID of your HANA database system. And third is this, you can also change the instance number of your HANA database. So these are the three things that you can change from this option over here. Okay. Then you have uninstall SAP HANA database components. See now in our case, we have not installed additional SAP HANA any components. We have not installed any additional components. At the time of installation, we have only installed the database, HANA database. We have only installed the SAP HANA database. There are many additional components in addition to the HANA database. There are many components. For example, there is the HANA client. We have not installed HANA client in our system because it is not required. HANA client is only required from your on your application server. When you are doing the application server installation, the SAP SWPM will compulsory ask you for the location for your HANA client. There you have to provide the HANA client. In our this database server, we have not installed the HANA client. Second, there is an option to install your HANA Studio also. You can install HANA Studio. Then there is the additional component of AFL, Application Functional Libraries. Then there is an additional component of SDA, Smart Data Access. I think then there is something called as predictive analysis. There are many options which are there in your, if you download the whole package for your HANA database, it is around 13 or 14 GB. The whole package of HANA data, with all the components of HANA database, it is around 14 GB, I think something. Okay, and when you extract that, it will give you the HANA database with all its additional components. Okay, normally it is not required. So not to complicate anything. So yeah, I've just made it very simplified. So we have only downloaded the HANA database archive, we have extracted and we have installed the HANA database. We have not installed any additional component. In case in your if your organization requirement is to install any additional component, then you can update that additional components from here. Install or update additional components from this option over here. You can install a HANA client from here. You can install AFL from here. You can install SDA. What are the different options available? You can install it from here. Plus, you can also update it from here. Okay, so only the additional components, not the HANA database. You cannot install a new instance of the HANA database from your resident HDBLCM. You can only install and update additional components. Okay, and you can also uninstall them. You can also uninstall the additional components from this option over here.
Muzaffar,
Yes.
so I'm just relating it. Suppose if we have 11G, suppose we have one software, okay? So the option number 2, resident 1, it is like we have the component, you can say we have the CD of the same database version, same software version, which will have all the component, which can be, you can say, installed or removed to the same version, correct? But the installation media is like we have the upgraded, you can say, software, and we will use that upgraded software to upgrade the current software.
No, I've still not got your question. What exactly is your question?
No, install the first option is like we have the soft. Suppose we have some version installed is 11, and installation needed. The first option is like we have the software outside in one place of the system. You can say 12 version 12. So we are initiating the, you can say, installation software from version 12 to upgrade the 11 version. It is like that. Is it like that?
Yes, it is like that, because from 11, if you want to move
Yes,
on to 12,
you cannot,
you have to
yes.
download the latest version. 12
Yes,
version,
yes,
and
it
from-
is like
yes.
that. The
Yes.
resident one is like you have the 11 version and you have some component which is not installed. So you're inserting the 11 version, you can say
Yes.
CD or something, and you are doing whatever you are playing with is of the same version. You are increasing few feature, you are decreasing some feature, you are renaming some
yes,
component
that
or like this.
So
Correct?
you can call it like a maintenance, the maintenance of your existing
Yes,
instance.
maintenance
If you want to
software.
do the maintenance, then you have to do it with the resident HDP LCM.
Okay.
And for
Yes.
any kind of new requirement or update, you have to do it from the
Installation media, you can say,
Installation
SDBLC. Okay, okay, okay.
Now, the second point, the HDP LCM user interfaces. How to access the HDP LCM user interface? So there are two options over here. One is the command line interface, the HDP LCM, and second is the graphical user interface, HDP LCM GUI. Okay, so we have seen both of these. At the time of installation, we had used the HDP LCM for the installation. If you remember from our Excel sheet, at the time of doing the installation, we used this command to do the installation. So this was from your command line interface. We installed it from the command line interface, and we have also seen the GUI screen also. This is the GUI screen for HDP LCM GUI. Okay. Now, next point, resident HDP LCM user interfaces. How to access the resident HDP LCM? Again, here there are three options to access the resident HDP LCM. The first is a command line HDP LCM. So only difference is that you need to change the path. You just have to change the path for your resident HDP LCM or your installation media. In case if you are running from your yes. So in case if you are only have to change the path, they say here you can see I am running the HDP LCM GUI, but only difference I am changing the path. This is the path to my installation media, and this is the path to my resident HDP LCM. So here you have three options. One is your HDP LCM, HDP LCM GUI, and the third is the HDP LCM web. The third option is your HDP LCM web. I think last time I showed you the HDP LCM web option. Let me again show you over here. From here, you can use the HDP LCM web option. Okay, so yet it normally gives an error. What you only have to do, you have to just copy this URL. You just have to take this URL. Take this URL, open your browser, and paste the URL in your browser address bar. Information, go to the web page, not recommended. It will ask you for the username and password. So you have to give your SID ADM username password, H4D ADM SID ADM username, and the password for it. Now, after providing, you can see that this is the screen which I'm showing you over here, something like a Fiori screen with tiles and everything. This is your this is your HDP LCM. This is web. This is HDP LCM web. So here also you will see the same options which are provided by your HDP LCM resident HDP LCM. See, update system and component, install and update additional components, configure system landscape directory, configure inter services communication, add host, remove host, add host roles, remove host roles, uninstall components, download components, upload extract, and so here there's an additional screen. You can see the additional information of your database also. System information. So you can see the system information over here. The instance number, installation path, and everything over here. And this is the SLD configuration screen. Then this is the host information, database worker. So this is acting as a worker node. As the system is working as a worker node. Installed components. Which components are installed? So only HANA database is installed. Only HANA database component is installed, which was version 59 version. So this is your HDB LCM web. So these are the three methods by which you can access your resident HDB LCM, and there are only two methods to access your this one installation media HDB LCM. Okay. So is everyone clear with the HDB LCM concept? What is it? Can we move ahead with the upgrade?
Both the command for resident and normal, you can see it is there in the Excel file.
Let me check. See, you will not find it under the same place. See, here, since we are doing an upgrade, here we have the path for your installation media.
Installation, not the.
But when you go into the
one.
uninstall, if you go into uninstall, this is the path for your resident HDLCM.
Okay.
Even in install sheet, if you come under the check database, the check database, check HANA installation, this is the path for your resident HDLCM.
Okay, we have done through resident. Okay, yes.
Now coming to your backup and recovery. So you have two options over. You can update from your GUI screen also. You can update from your command line. The last time we installed through the command line. Let us now do it from your GUI. So we have already installed. What we are doing. We are updating an existing system. We are updating an existing system. So this is the version which is showing over here 059. Let me click on next. So what it is showing you update SAP HANA database from version 200059. Okay, to version 200061. So it is going to what activity or what it is going to do over here. Okay, one more thing before starting the HANA database upgrade, you don't need to shut down the database. Okay, you don't have to shut down the database. The HDB LCM will itself do it. So you have to keep the database running. Only thing is that you need to stop the front end. You need to stop the application server and come over. Just click on next. It will ask you 2 or 3 things. I think one thing only you have to provide the password. So it is showing you the system and it is asking for the password for the system user. I think this is the only information you have to provide over here. The system user password, and then click on next. Okay. Apply system size dependent resource limits. Okay, I confirm that all customer specific for tooling has been migrated to Python 3. So no issues. Just click on next. Don't change anything. Okay, okay, sorry. So you have to accept it. Okay, I confirm that all customer specific. Just click on next. Okay, here it is giving you a summary. It is showing you the summary update parameters. It is updating this SID and remote execution method, standard, and all this information. This is the HANA database update from this version. This is the location of your installation media. This is the log directory, and this is the trace location. Okay, now just click after clicking here. You can see the update button over here. Just click on the update button, and it will start updating the HANA database.
Muzaffar, what was that option where we confirmed that the Python scripts have been migrated or something? What was that?
You just have to confirm that your scripts have been updated to Python 3. If you want to check in your system, RPM minus can you see everything over here? Python 3. So all the RPM that I've installed for Python, it is for the Python 3 version. So in your case, if you see that this what is the VM that we have created is just the latest one. So all the packages which have been installed, these are the latest packages. But in case if you are updating an old system, maybe I think 2 or 3, 4 years before, so there you might not have the Python 3 RPMs installed. So before doing the upgrade, before upgrading from 59 to 69, you have to update this RPM also.
These are the RPMs on the Linux VMs, right? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, sorry, there was someone knocking at the door. Yes,
Yeah.
these RPMs are there on the Linux system. Okay, a basing system is just a tool, just a medium. Okay. 1 minute.
Muzaffar, there is no way we can check what are the prerequisites before the upgradation, because suppose if okay, it will check before the upgradation, but there should be one list. It should show you that these are the prerequisites before the upgradation.
See, when you are updating your database, it means one instance is already installed. Okay.
Yes,
And
yes,
when you had installed that one instance, it means you have already taken care of most of the prerequisites. So if you see from your OS point of view, if you see your OS sheet, we have taken care of all the prerequisites which is required for installing HANA database. Only while updating to a newer version, there might be 1 or 2 prerequisites, but not also related to any kind of point. Only some kind of data. Okay, for this newer version, you need the Python latest version of Python, latest version of X RPMs or X window, and something like. So see, there is no. Everything is not written where you find that okay, for installing this version you have to check all the only after running the execute command, updating command, when it starts giving you error, you will come to know what are the prerequisites.
No. Maybe maybe it is not written anywhere, but software itself should tell you that these are the older version which are
showed
there.
me, na, it gave you that option. It gave you a checkbox, na, that you confirm that all the Python RPMs are upgraded to the version 3.
Okay.
So that was the only prerequisite, and it showed you that this you have to confirm it before you want to click on it.
Okay. So it will take care of the, suppose there are a few components which are named before the older database version. So once the newer version is installed, all those components will get automatically update or renamed.
Rename what rename? I can't get you.
No, a few components might be having some, you can say version related names. If I'm not sure.
Yes, it will take care of everything. It will take care of everything. So here you can see successful SAP HANA database, everything was successful. Update resident HDBLCM not available, update of component list not available. Logs, if you want, you can check the logs. You can click on the view logs. You can see the logs over here. What are the logs for your, you can see, you can search for here. For example, if you want to search anything related to error, okay, search anything related to error, you can again run the match case next. So you can see over here error. HDBNS you can call check performing secondary system check. I think checking system replication mode. So because I think it was checking this replication mode, I think because of that it given error. HDBLCM okay, and I think other than that there is no issue over here. Next, okay, that was the only case, that was the only instance of this error. You can also check it in a smaller extracting Python py error.exe. This is the name of the files. Okay, so there was no error in it. Everything was successful.
Okay, so there What is the last one? Everything, since all the components are tick, green tick, we can assume that this is done.
It's completed successfully, no issue.
Okay, if suppose if it fails, is there any way we can roll back?
Yes, come again, what you said?
If suppose anything which is failed and which was not, you can say somehow it got failed due to any reason. So there is any rollback.
The only option is that you have to take the backup of your /HANA shared directory.
Before
Okay, and after
upgrade.
that, if there's anything issue, then you have to restore the binaries version, restore the older version of it. But I don't think I've never done it before. Normally, the one reason is that it never fails and all if you have checked everything properly. And the second is that if you are doing it, so you will not be doing it directly on your production system or any critical system. So first check this thing in your normal any kind of like sandbox system or any training system, and then only you can proceed with that. If you get any error message, try to get it resolved within this system, and then take it forward to your next critical systems.
Muzaffar, does the update process differ in a multi-host environment?
I have not done it before, but I think so. You might have to run. Yes, okay, multi-host environment. Yes, that's a very good question. So let me show you this. The only thing is that you need to understand the architecture of your HANA installation. Okay, so if you can you see the screen over here?
Yes, okay.
Yes, if you see the lower part, if you come and see the lower part over here, the lowest part over here, if you see what it says, the shared persistency for failover and recovery. I think it might not be clear from here. Let me show you some other screens. Okay, so let us go into installation, preparations, installation. Single host system. Okay, multi-host system, explaining a multi-host system. So if you see over here, if you see the option over here, if you can you see this screen over here? This part. So can you see, if you see over here, this is the /HANA shared directory. And if you see, it is shared among all the database servers. Yes, can you see? Can you notice that?
Yeah, that's correct.
So it means in your multi-host environment, there will be only one shared directory which will contain your binaries and programs, all your all your database binaries and scripts. So if you're doing an upgrade, it means you're doing it in a central location, so it will reflect in all the servers.
Okay.
Okay. So we have done it. So you can check the latest version after the upgrade, the versions of your system after the upgrade. Let me finish this. Okay, from here you can run the. So if you see over, so if you see the version after the upgrade 061, the version before the upgrade was that, and this is the version after the upgrade. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Uninstallation. Okay. We'll do one thing. We will install a new version. That will take time. Let me rename this only, but I don't want to disturb our setup. So we'll do one thing. We'll install a new. Setup over here. Instead of H4D, I will do something as H4Q. So this is my new SID, and the instance number of that SID will be 02. Instance number of this SID will be 02. Okay, so you are ready. So I will go on the install over here. This is the option. This is the new SID H4 key, and this is the new instance number. Everything other will be same. I will just install a new instance of my HANA database. So coming over here, I'm installing from my system. I'm installing a new version of my HANA, new instance of the HANA database. Okay, and I'll be installing it with the old version only. Or if you want, you can change this old version to a new version also. If you want to do a new version, so here instead of 659, you can just select 61. So I'm changed to the new version and I'm doing a new installation with a version new new update version. Okay, so it has started the installation now with the new version 0061. So let it get installed. Okay, so what it says, there is no enough disk space. You can use the disk parameter. Not enough disk space. Where is it? In the slash HANA shared directory? It says there is not enough disk space left. Okay, df minus h slash HANA shared directory available. Only 2.9 GB is available. So I think I'll go in the backup HANA shared SID HDB03 in the backup directory. I think some old backups are utilizing space. D minus CSH star. Okay, so I think 2.3 GB. This is 2.3 GB. This is also 2.3 GB. The log is also 1.7 GB. CD log directory. CD ls star. So these are the logs over here. Let me delete the logs. rm star minus star. Okay. So that is gone. Now df minus h. Now the HANA shared directory has come down. Free space is 4.6 GB. And how much free space do we want? We want. Okay, not enough disk space. Depending on the file, the block might not be. If you there's also you can find the resource parameters. Okay, required disk space. If it's the required disk space, I think around 9 or 10 GB is required. 4.6 GB. Okay, let me come back. Minus CSH. So let me delete this system DB backup. I think
Total is 4.7 GB only. Then
let me delete all these backups over here. Star. Rm minus R. Ls df minus h. Okay, so now we have around 9.1 GB of free space in this. So now let me run that again. Okay, just started the installation. So we are installing a new instance. We are installing a new instance again. It is the disk space. So it is saying that minus ignore check disk space. So I'm just the disk space. Okay, extracting software, installing package. So if you check in the location, cd slash HANA data. So here we'll find two directories over here. One is for your older installation H4D, and this is for the new installation H4Q. So here we are doing a multi-SID installation in our system. Okay, we are doing a multi-SID installation in our existing system. Okay, I don't want our existing system to get clashed because the memory here on the system is only 32 GB, and it might affect our memory of older, since the older system is running. So I will stop the older system. H4 Okay, so the old system has done. You cannot create system extraction software, cannot place no space left on device. Okay, so that is very good. So next time I have to be careful with the this space. Shared 100% full. Okay, let me uninstall the let me log in with my so it didn't get extracted only. Yeah. So I'll have to manually remove it from our system. So this is the way how we can manually remove. Just remove the directives over here. HANA data shared and user del. Okay, there are no processes running with the H4 key. So minus H, HANA shared. SAP ADM, no need to move this user because we already have one instance running. So don't delete the SAP ADM user. Just check the, okay, we might have to delete the grep H4K ADM. We have to remove this user than minus. But this is the user is deleted. Great, so no need to delete all this. Okay, let me arrange for the disk space. Okay, we have this space. I think how much space we have? We have around 2.96 GB of free space. That's very good. LPS. Okay, so we need it under shared directory. So 2.96. And we extend minus capital N plus 2.96 GB slash dev HANA show. Okay, so by the time it is getting installed, any doubts and queries if you have anyone else?
One query from my side.
Yes, Sonali.
Yeah, this is regarding creation of another tenant database. How do we do
Mhm.
it using HDB Studio? I mean, or any other?
It's a command from you can go and create. You can use an SQL query to create a tenant database. Okay, I think I had that query somewhere. I don't remember. It's a simple. You can Google it and you will find it. I can create it from HANA Cockpit also. One is there, create tenant database in SAP HANA. Okay, you can do it from your HANA Studio also, I think. Create a tenant database in SAP HANA, you can see over here. Okay, that is a create database. This is the name of the tenant database with system user password list.
Okay.
But
Okay.
this is not an exclusive command. Okay, this is just a basic minimum command. So you might have to provide both the tenant database, which we are using for our for the application server, will have a very bigger and very complicated SQL query to create the tenant database. It's many options over there. Okay. So this is just a basic command: create database training with system user and with this password. Create database test DB system user initial one, alter database, add script server, create database test DB, add script server, or hit two birds with one stone, create database and at the same time also add the script server. So these are the two separate commands, and you can use this one command for the both of them: alter system start database, alter system start database, drop database. So here is an example how you can create a tenant database.
Yeah, what is the script server?
Script server, actually it's a part of your HANA database. If you individual compile some name server, it is not given over here, but it's a part of your database services, the script engine. I think you need to check it if you can see it from here. I think it's still creating. That is the reason. It's not connected to the system. And the other server H4D I have deleted. Sorry, I have stopped it because of the memory limitation. Let it get installed, then we'll check. So you can see over here, index server, preprocessor, main server, compile server, script server. So it is additional thing, what are the components of the script server? Okay, so here it is not installed because we have only installed the minimum version of our HANA database. When you will install your application server at that time, I think it will be activated and started. So what is it? The index server, preprocessor, access server, compile server, SAP web dispatcher, SAP staff service. So if you look at the compile server, perform the compile server, patient program, for example, script server, sorry. The script server is used to execute application function libraries written in C++. Okay, can you see over here? The script server is used to execute application function library written in C. The script server optional must be started manually. For more information, see note. So this is required when you have installed your AFL library, application function libraries.
Okay, so by default, script server processes we do not see, right? So
yes, by default it is not required. It is only required in case if you have installed the additional application function library. So it is required by that, and you need to activate it manually.
okay, okay.
Conflict for directly profile or communication. I think the city mode is wrong. 165097. 165097. But here I'm seeing a different topic over here. This SAP note is wrong over here. So here it is. So script server is only required if you want to execute application function libraries written in C++. And you can activate it manually. The script server is optional and must be started manually.
And after creating a tenant database, it will be like a blank database, right? So the data from one existing tenant database needs to be copied manually, or how is it like?
when you create a tenant database, it will just be an entry in one of the system table space.
Hmm.
It will just be a landscape entry. There will be no data, there will be no data, or there will be no table, structure, schema, anything inside this database. Okay.
Okay.
So if you're doing this, then okay, after creating that table, you might have to restore from some other database. You might have to restore the data onto this tenant database to get it populated.
Hmm.
But I think that will not work. I have to check with that, because in Oracle, after creating a database, if you remember, we have to execute two scripts. I think I forgot the name of those two scripts. When you run that scripts, it creates the internal structure schemas of that blank database, and also fills all the many information inside that tables and structures. Yes, so I cancelled it because I think you can see that the disk has gone 100% full. I think from the next installation, I have to make arrangements for disk space also. Let me log into this H4 variant and install it. Speed it is not HTML something like not installed. This these are the processes are running. Let me start the database. Okay, so the database has stopped. I had to shut it down forcefully. Now after install, so the processes, let me check if the processes have they gone or not. Okay, there are still some processes for this one. System B. Process. Okay, so all the processes have stopped. Okay, now uninstall. No need to uninstall the SAP host agent because we still have one instance running. Okay, let me check this. Log off from here. Delete it all. Okay. Nothing. SAP grep h4qodm /etc password user del -r h4qodm. So, gone. User del -r h4qodm deleted. Yes, I'm going to look here video from this lecture. Log shared data. That's very good. Now will not install another instance. Okay, let me just run the same from the same. We will run this. GUI. So this is my resident SQL frame for H4D database. Okay. So I was about to show you how to rename the database. So instead of we will just do it on our existing database only. So we are going to rename the SAP HANA database system. Next. So what database system we have? We have this H4D database. Can you see the target system? What we need to change it to the target. So here we already have H4D. So I'm going to change it to H4Q. Target instance number. The current instance number is 3. The target I want to change it to 2. system usage, development system used for development, not production. If you want to change this system usage also, you can do it from here. You can change it to test one if you want to system used for testing, not production. And then this is your host name. I'm not going to change my host name. Okay, I just don't want to change the host name because it is a little more complicated. First, I have to change the host name on the OS level. Then I need to come over here and do it. So I'm not doing it from here. I'm just keeping the host name same. I'm only changing the SID, the instance number, and the system usage. Next. Okay, location of data volume. So the location will change to this one. Okay, from the H4D it will change to H4Q, log will change, and this is for the backup the location, this is for the log location, and this is for the shared HANA backup shared. Next, okay, password. Now it is asking for the password for the H4Q ADM. It is going to create a new user. I am just giving the same password of the old instance, INDIA 123, INDIA 123. Okay, now system user default 102 bin sh home, keep source administrator, keep home directory of source, nothing, don't need it. Just click on next. Change the password of system database user. If you want to change the password of the system database user, you can check this box and you can give the password over here. Next, so here it is giving you the details. What it is going to do. The source system is H4D. The target will become H4Q. Source, the target instance number will become 02. Okay, HDB dev system usage will change to test and all this. Now just click on. Before doing that, let me show you this all. ls minus capital R slash HANA. So I will not change it to star. Okay, so if you see over here under the slash HANA, I have the data directory. Here I have the SID directory, log directory, and the SID, shared directory, and the SID. And here, if you check slash HANA shared the SID, and here I will have this. This is the name of the SID, and this is the HDB and the instance number. This is the instance number. So just keep this into your note down these details. Here it is. Now I am running the system rename, run. Okay, renaming system done. So you can see the system rename has been completed successfully. Okay, let me finish this out. Now again we are going to check the same thing. So ls HANA slash. So can you see over here? Earlier it was this directory H4D, HANA data H4D. Now it has changed to H4Q. Again now HANA log H4Q. Now HANA shared H4Q. And for this, okay, if you see over here, it will give an error. No such directory. Now let me go over here, H4Q, tab, see H4Q. Again, H and tab, H for HDB 02. So can you see over here, this the SID has changed, the instance number has also changed. And if you want to see grep and H4D ADM, now let me just make it H4 question mark ADM slash etc password. Okay, so there is no H4Q ADM. Why? Tail slash etc password. Okay, so here it is H4Q, but it didn't return it with the Q. Okay, sorry, I forgot about this. It is not question, it is dot. Okay. So here it is. If you see over here, H4Q ADM. So the user has also changed from H4D ADM to H4Q ADM. See, now there is no user with H4D ADM. It has changed to H4Q ADM. So now if I want to start my instance or check my instance, I have to log in with H4Q ADM. H4Q ADM, and here the commands have also gone. Okay, so if I want to check my, let me HDB info command. Okay, you can see the database is running. You can see the options over here. The database is running. Let me check it from I'll have to change this to 02. Okay, I have to change this 3 to 2. So you can see that the database is running now. Do you get this point? Yes, everyone.
Yes, Muzaffar, got it.
So you can rename this, because this is a very good option, and most of the people don't know about this. Most of the administrators, and they are very I think afraid of these options and all, changing the system and doing rename, because they think that it will just create new issues and problems. So they will never suggest it to them also. If somebody asks about this, they will never suggest it also. Okay, so we have renamed it, and I'll just let me bring it back everything to what was there from before. So we'll again run this option. GUI. Okay, so here is this rename the SAP HANA database. Next, okay, source. Okay, source system administrator H4D ADM password. Okay, I will changing it to H4D. Will change the instance number to 3, whatever was there before, and the system usage will change it to development. So here it is. So whatever was there before as a target system SID H4D, instance number 3, system usage development. Okay. Next. Next. Okay, password of the H4D ADM. Okay. Next. Next. And run. So is it clear? Any doubts on this?
No, no doubts.
Okay. So we'll take a 15-minute break, and we'll again rejoin at 9 o'clock, and then we'll cover that user creation part. Okay. Is it clear with everyone? Yeah. Okay. So is my screen visible? So the database rename has completed successfully. Let me finish it. And if I want to check it, ls / HANA. Okay, so here you can see it has again reverted back to H4D, and ls / HANA share H4D H. So again, it has reverted to the SID and the old instance number 03, and grep h4.adm/etc password. So you can see the hosting of the username also changed to SID ADM, H4D ADM. Okay, so the rename activity is completed now. Now let us quickly check the users and okay. So here's the screen. Again, I need let me connect with the H4DADM user. Okay. And last time we had created this key over here, HDB SQL minus key for system database. This is the okay. Okay, invalid value for key directory search path. I think since we have done some renames and everything, I think it has given some error. HDB user store list. Okay, so there are no records. If you see over here, everything has gone. I think because of the system rename, and I think because of that it has gone. So we'll create it again. HDB user store my key. Okay, operation succeeded. Check with the HDB user store list. So I can see it is created. Now if I log in with this, okay, I'm able to log into my system DB. Only commands for license handling allowed in current SQL state. Okay. Shit. Did a mistake, I think. Because of renaming the system ID and everything, I tell the license has expired. It's got invalidated. So for this H4D database, H4Q. The system is locked. So because of this, the system has locked. I have to do reinstall the again system. Okay, so I think it will take time. I have to uninstall this system and again reinstall it. So please excuse me for this. We'll cover this topic in the next session. Is it okay with everyone? Yes, everyone.
So basically, these are few things that need to be considered, right? After renaming
Yes.
a system,
The license
key,
because
yeah.
I think the hardware key has changed and something like because of that the license has got expired. This is the reason. Even after a system refresh, if you do a system refresh also, the license for the database will get expired only. But even for the that also application server also it get expires. Even if you have a temporary license, it is valid for another 2 months, 1 month or something, but it will get expired if you run a system refresh.
No, Muzaffar, if we have the so if we have paid license, then also it will be the same case.
Then if you have the license file with you, now you just have to click on install license and install the license.
Okay.
It will start working again.
Okay, but this one was free, that's why?
Yes, because when we did a fresh installation, it came with the 30 days temporary license.
Okay, yes, correct.
So after the rename of the system, the license got expired.
Okay. But it should stuck with the database now. The database is maybe a changing instance, whatever changes we are doing in the inside the system.
Actually, this is the main difference between an American product and a German product.
Okay.
If you have been using Oracle. Anywhere in your during your career, have you come across any point where you have to install the license for Oracle license expiry? Nothing at all. Because American, they know where to cache it. because they know
Mhm.
that even if they give everything for you to free, now they
Mhm.
know where to go, because they understand, okay, see, no, the small office, home office will not be using their application product. Okay,
Mhm.
sorry, their database and all. And even someone is using this at some part of their life, they will come across some situation where they need support from Oracle.
Yeah,
So
we
if
are
you want
not.
some,
We are not
yes.
taking support from Oracle at all.
Mhm.
But yeah, it is a licensed one, so we can take any time. But
Ah.
we have never means as a DBA, I have never installed any license key in that.
So that is the difference between them. But in SAP, they have restricted the system to such an extent that
Yeah, it's
everywhere,
too much.
anywhere you do anything, even whatever you do, you have to update on SAP. First, tell them what you're doing, and then you that update this and everything and all. It is a very restricted and it's a very controlled product, you can say.
No, but you know what? The way you have upgraded the means software, or the way you are doing the changes, it was looking like it is very simple to do. That's why I asked you, because when you have to do upgrade in Oracle, you have to think what are the prerequisite, what are the things you have to maintain, all those things, then only we can do.
Like in this case, you can give some credit to this HANA database, because they have
Yeah, very
simplified many
simplified.
different things. They have
Mhm.
simplified most of the things. Even most of the things, if you compare from other database,
Mhm.
here at the time of installing the database, you don't have to mention auto extend for the data volumes.
Yeah. That also I
It will
have seen.
extend automatically on its own. Even everything, most of the thing has been taken care of.
Mhm.
So
Here
most
also
of the
the concept of data files and table space are there. Now that will learn.
data files, see, I showed you the data volume. So those are the data files, but it is just one volume, just one directory. It will manage on its own. So it is not like that you have to split it in a 2 GB, 2000 MB files like you do in Oracle, nothing like that. You can create one file stretch for like a 500 GB, 1 TB, 2 TB, everything.
Is it
That is it.
okay? There's nothing like control file or parameter file where we define all those things.
No,
Everything
nothing.
is managed inside.
Parameter file. In case of parameter file, you can compare this with the global.ini file. If you open the system over here,
Now it is not.
forgot actually. So there is last time I showed you in this screen over here, while doing the configuration, you have to go into this backup configuration. Sorry, here
Yeah,
configuration
somewhere is
tab
there.
global.ini. So you can compare this with the P file, parameter file.
Parameter file.
All the different parameters are maintained over here in the global.ini. And plus
Mhm.
there are other files also where other parameters are maintained. For example, the index.ini, index server.ini. There are multiple files over there. So it
Mhm.
contains many different parameters. So you have many ways of changing it. Okay, the first thing is that you can directly go on the OS level. You can open the file in VI tool, the VI editor, and you can directly make the changes there. That is the one way of doing it, directly editing the file. Second, you can also do it through
But
the
there
command.
are formats also. Now, how we can, if you know the format, then only you should touch, correct?
Yes, that is assumed. So if you know it, I'm just telling you how many ways you can do it. So you can directly go and edit the file, change the file, update the file. Second, you can run a command to update it. The alter database, alter system command. You can run that command to change the settings configuration. The same way you do it in Oracle.
Yeah,
Okay.
correct.
Second, third option is that you can do it from this HANA Studio also. You directly
Yeah,
come
yeah.
over here.
That
Okay.
is
From this
yeah.
also you can change in the parameter file, or see, if you see this all these settings, what we are doing, we are changing the destination of the backup location and the log location. So these itself are stored in the as a parameter in the global.ini file. So you can directly go from the GUI, you can come to this screen, and you can, from some buttons and clicks, you can do the changes over here. Even you can go, if you want to change the destination, backup destination, you can go directly into the global.ini file, open the required file and the required parameter, you can change it from there. So that is it.
Okay, when we are doing backup, this global.ini file will also get backed up, correct?
No, it is not going to back up over there. You have to back it up manually.
Yeah, because if somehow OS person deleted this file, it will be a problem.
Yes.
Because
You have
you
to
are giving
back up
all
it
the permission.
manually when you are scheduling a database backup. When you are when you're backing up your database, your database, you can also ask your backup administrator to schedule the OS level backup also for the files and scripts, everything.
Okay.
So that was the reason. Actually, I was not disturbing my existing setup, but I tried because of the disk issue, disk space issue, we were not able to install a separate database. So that is I had to come again and do it on the this HCOD, and this is a surprise that we have got. But it is good. It's a good learning. I have like noted it, and it will not be repeated in the next class.
But in this case, then you will have to uninstall it and install the new instance altogether.
Separate. Yes, I have to uninstall and install the separate again. I have to install it again. Okay. Any more queries?
Is there any updates also available for, suppose we have upgraded it? If there is some patch level update, is there how to install those?
For the HANA database, I have not come across that you can call it the intermediate updates. Okay, if you have to do it, you have to directly download this data file and you have to directly update it from there.
Okay.
Then other databases, even in kind of like this Sybase also, you have this intermediary updates, not the direct, not the version upgrade, but you have this patch level updates also. But in HANA database, I have not come across any patch level updates. You have to directly go with an update your revision.
Okay.
These revision updates are like patch level only, no?
Yes, I think when compared to that only, in other databases, since the upgrade is such hectic, in other, if we compare to other databases, the upgrade is a very like, it's a tedious activity. It's a very like stressful activity. So I think that is the reason they have divided it into like version upgrade and patch level upgrade. But here, since it is so simple and easy, they are just releasing the revisions and you can directly go and update the revision, which will also increase your, you can say, your version. But actually here we are only, if you compare this, we are only updating the patch level of the revision. We are not updated from HANA 1.0 to HANA 2.0.
Yeah, that is a major update.
That I will have to check it. If you are doing it from there, you might have to see what are the prerequisites and what are the issues and which might come up.
Yeah, the version update will have many surprises. It won't be that easy from prerequisite point of view, I suppose.
It will depend upon your system. What are the packages that you install? See, 1.0 might have a minimal requirement for the packages. The 2.0 will have a new requirement. This package should be at this level. This package should be at this level. And it also depends in case if your HANA 1.0 is whether it's a single database container or multiple database container. So you might also have to go for a split also. You might have to split your database into single database, system database and a tenant database. So it depends. Actually, it's a very, very vast, every field is very, very vast. So it is not very easy to cover it into like say 2 or 3 hours with a limited number of sessions in a one or something. So this is just to give you an idea okay, what all the possibilities are there and how to just give you a kickstart into your career and everything.
So in India, how many companies are actually have adopted SAP HANA database? Means what is the percentage?
Which I have known about is that I think Tata has adopted, Mahindra has adopted. There are many companies which I have heard about it. I think many, because see, SAP is now aggressively marketing to move from any other database onto SAP HANA. Okay, and even last time, if I don't remember, I think 2015 or something, when I was doing the certification, they had set a target also that by 2020 they will discontinue the support for Oracle database.
Okay.
but they have extended it. I think I don't know what is the change target year for that, but they have extended. But the reason is that they have aggressively they're pushing their customers to move to HANA database. Okay, the HANA database for their production environment, and for in case it's a non-critical system or something like that, then they are pushing for going for Sybase database, which they have also acquired. So they're moving from any other database into their own databases. And I don't know about the current situation, but till some time back, they were giving free licenses for the HANA database to their new customers. Not their new customers, even for the existing customers, they were giving out free licenses for the HANA database to push them to move to the HANA database. And this is the reason, one of the reasons why there are many adoptions or many upgrades or migrations as of date because of the free licenses. Because Oracle licenses don't come so cheap. It's very, very costly, Oracle licenses. So that's the rise they're
It is
pushing.
cheaper than Oracle.
Yes.
These licenses, SAP HANA database license are cheaper than this thing, Oracle database.
I told you, right now they were giving out free licenses for HANA database.
No, now apart from free licenses, the costing are lower than
Actually,
Oracle.
see, when you see about licenses, you cannot have like a fixed pricing or something, because licenses is very different. It depends on company to company. If your account manager, he wants to come and he wants to push you to change to HANA, he will give you free license also. Even he will provide you like free consultation to like for your existing like free consultancy also.
Change.
It depends like this. So you cannot like be sure whether it is like costly or expensive or something like that. So it depends on account manager what they want to like. If they want you to move, then they will give you free output. But that free depends on that only that version level, and that doesn't contain. Maybe it contains with 1 or 2 support years or something. But after that, you have to pay for that.
Yeah, obviously.
So after maybe I think 5 years,
they are thinking about.
It's a long-term plan. Maybe after 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, when everyone will move to HANA, then they will start charging their licensing, and it will be
it will be a monopoly then.
It will be a monopoly. You can't do anything. So that is it.
And how they are, which cloud base they are using? If suppose this system can be installed in premise, but what about the cloud? Are they getting any cloud? You can say platform for their database.
Who? SAP.
SAP, because we have, suppose Azure is there, AWS is there.
See, there are 2 types of cloud offerings. There are 2 types of cloud offerings. One is as a platform as a service, I think infrastructure as a service, and the other is software as a service. So when you talk about infrastructure, so in infrastructure as a service, you have this option for Azure, you have the option for AWS, you have the option for Google Cloud and everything. So what will happen? Everything will be the same as your on-premise. Everything will be same. Only thing is that instead of having your servers on your on-premise, a physical server, you will be hosting your servers on the cloud. Okay, so there also you have to create the VMs. You will get the logins for the VM. You have to download the same thing that we are doing right now.
Okay.
We have created the VM. We are downloading the software. We are installing the software. Okay. The only difference is that we have shifted our infrastructure from on-premise to cloud.
Okay.
But the mechanism, function, everything is same. So this is called as the infrastructure as a service. Now comes the second part, which is the software as a service. In the software as a service, SAP, earlier they were providing HEC, HANA Enterprise Cloud. Okay. So in HANA Enterprise Cloud, what happens? You won't get the logins for your VMs and everything. That is not transparent. When you apply for these licenses, you have to approach the manager, account manager. They will do a study. They will only give you the logins for your application server. Which database version you are using, what is they are doing, how they are managing the on the application on the OS level. That is not your lookout, and that is not transparent. You will only get the application server live IP and your username and password for the SAP server. You just have to install a SAP GUI into your system, and you have to add that connection, and you have to start using your SAP application. No need for doing any kind of sizing, no need for doing any kind of installation, nothing. That is called as the software as a service. So you will directly get access to your application server. So that was in the earlier hack, that is at HANA Enterprise Cloud. Now they have changed the marketing term from hack to rise. So now there's a new term called as SAP Rise. In SAP Rise, it's everything the same, but here they are just pushing you with a new, you can say, new offers and promotions. Now they are giving something from 30% to something, I think 60 or 70% discounts for the first year or the first 3 years. So the same thing, what if you are hosting your system on a cloud, Azure cloud, the same in your Azure cloud, you might be like having a monthly billing of say 10,000 USD. The same thing, if you go with Rise, the same everything, it will cost you somewhere like say from 7,000 USD to maybe less also.
Okay.
So they are enticing everybody to come to this their SaaS platform, service as a service platform. But here again, once you go over there and afterwards, if everything, when we don't have any option to go back, and if they start charging huge amount, then you have nothing to do. You can't do anything.
You can't do. What I have also heard about the C4C as their this thing cloud platform.
Okay, 1 minute. Yes, everyone else, if they want to, they have any query, they can stay, or otherwise anybody they want to leave, I think they can leave. No need to stay. Okay. Yes, Sudeep, what was the query?
C4C, Cloud for C.
Okay, then?
No, that is what I have heard is SAP has acquired for their cloud base, for their system, for their database. C4C. Because one person is.
I've not heard about that.
Yeah,
and
yes.
also in this Rise also, SAP Rise, see the cloud platforms will be the same. SAP is using the Azure cloud platform, maybe AWS, and maybe some other vendors also. In HEC, in HEC, they had partnered with this control as data centers. So many of this location in India, I think they were hosting their HEC databases or HEC services on control as data center. Now I think even this for this Rise also, they are using Azure, they are using AWS, but the only thing is that you will not get access to the underlying OS and VM and everything. You just have to, everything you have to request with SAP and they will do it for you. All the maintenance part of the operating system maintenance, database maintenance, application server maintenance, everything is done by SAP. You will just get the SAP login. You have to log into your SAP login and start working on it.
Okay.
I think I will stop the recording and then we can continue.